Good morning from New York. Today's subject: healing minds, healing nations. The teachings of the mystics, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and Krishna. A lot of folks think they have nothing in common, that there's this big gulf between these teachers and amongst themselves. Yeah, there's a lot of division within in those who follow any one of these folks, and certainly divisions between each group of followers. I hope I got that right. Pardon the traffic noise. We've okay. The picture that intermind communication, echo mind, echo love, is a pattern that exists in the individual and in society and within the religious world as well. Essentially, the good aspects, which are the teachings of the mystics, the core teaching, is an attempt to get into the source of all love. Well, let's put this through so that even the atheist can understand. We evolved. I have no dispute with that. We evolved. We are a form of ape, essentially. We did evolve. The science is in. And we evolved along the lines of what helps our species to survive. And we are social animals. Very advanced, I think. I like to think so. There may be others out there somewhere far ahead of us, but yeah, I like to think we're advanced, at least on this planet. And the specialness of humanity is something that all religions recognize. And the philosophy of inner mind communication, the philosophy of we call the echo love, which includes inner mind communication. Well, yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah. I'm old. Anyway, These these perspectives presented by the core perspective of each one of these mystics is evolved. They're They are all as a package, perhaps more complete than each one alone. Love tends to unite us, and what we call love, it evolved. It's how we see the world and the universe and everything. It's objectivity, creativity, and compassion, communicating with the perspective that we have as a dramatic experiencer. All these things involved, all of them. Yeah. First of all, we go back evolutionarily. We see that there are capacities for love, for the survival of the social animal, found even in fish. It's these three abilities to be at play in regard to your environment and your feelings, your drives, and to be expressive of these needs and feelings, and to be able to focus on these needs and feelings. In other words, focus is essential because it's how we learn, and we're finding that evolution involves learning of a sort. Not the classroom, but in the broad sense, adaptation. So there's focus is very important, and in terms of being able to learn, that's with a more conscious animal. And it means the ability to separate experiences and things so that you can then stretch them out and see them in a time perspective. And that's how we learn. And the ability to be at play is the ability to evolves into the ability to create play. And play itself means there's this flexibility that we can entertain around around our perspectives. Um, that's part of learning, also, and adapting. You see a cat at play, and that play connects to things that will help it to survive later on. So play is essential. Especially for a social animal. And expression. You hear the calf calling for the mama cow. You see just the basic expression of need is involved with attempts to go and get what you need. Yeah. And these three things evolved. And in the social animal, there's this self-consciousness. I wouldn't say that's the only form of consciousness, perhaps, but certainly not, The animal's conscious of its surroundings, but self-consciousness, self-awareness is essential to the social animal as well. And that's a kind of feedback loop that occurs between the connections we have to our needs and feelings and the environment, and our brain, which attempts to connect all these experiences in a singular perspective that is useful in society. So consciousness, also self-consciousness, evolved in social animals, so that oh me, early mornings is not my thing, believe it or not. And I am exceptionally tired this morning. But right now the channel is needing production, and we're still gathering people to take the burden off of me. Yeah. Meanwhile, please subscribe and help the channel along, and comment and share if you like what you hear. So, back to evolution. So, what is that communication with the brain, between our consciousness, our self-awareness, what gives us our self-awareness is these aspects of survival, with communicating back and forth within the brain and the body. Yeah. And that's what gives us our sense of self-awareness. That's why a lot of people think that the AI does not have um, self-awareness. It's a bit of an illusion there. But exactly how that echo can occur, well, we need to keep our minds open. But let's tag this back to the beginning here. Krishna represents, it is considered an expression of God at play. Wow. It's the city. Anyway, if you heard that, this is the perspective there, and I call that in Echo Love, we call that creative empathy. Now, the figure Jesus is all about compassion, more so, and we call that compassionate empathy. And, you see various examples of how Jesus addresses this. And the Buddhist perspective is an attempt to care and connect connect us together with objectivity. It's very objective, is his approach. So it's a kind of objective empathy in terms of how we communicate to one another. Okay. Muhammad, well, that's an expression of the divine as a human being, purely, as the humble experiencer and of all of these perspectives. And as these characters are also defined by certain virtues, and Muhammad is about trust in these higher perspectives, which connects us to, well, for the human being, the connection to the universe and the absolute truth, and the source of all love. Wow. And these in intermind communication, everything centers around communicating to that more dramatic, in touch with the survival necessities of life. this dramatic perspective is, that connection we have between in this between our survival experiences and the oh, and the brain, actually, which houses these all of these perspectives and is the imaginer of all we imagine. So the brain is our connection to the universe. We are the universe knowing itself, as Carl Sagan said. And so we trust is what Muhammad is his main focus is total trust or surrender to the Supreme, as and within ourselves, that's the kid attempting to connect to our dramatic experience, attempting to connect to the brain in a more conscious way and a meaningful way. The brain is the imaginer of all we imagine, the creator of our experiences and the filter that we have between ourselves and what's really out there. And so that's creative. And it has that creative empathy is the ability to love from many different perspectives. And it is the source of our experience of love, and it's what brings us, our inner self together, and brings society together and the world together. Love brings us together. All of the great mystics taught love, and it's just only reasonable to think that these various aspects would be mirrored, not in mirrored in society, since we have these things within ourselves and we create the society. So Jesus is compassion, compassionate empathy. From compassionate empathy, we get goodness, and from objective empathy, truth, and from the dramatic experience of ourselves, our consciousness, in connection with our brain and our perspectives, we get trust. And so in the mythology of Echo Love, we see the creative reaching into our dramatic experience of life, and helping us to deal with our dramatic timeline of past, present, and future. And so in a sense, the creative capacity reaches in to our past as compassionate empathy, which evolved, by the way. Compassionate empathy evolved from expression, the power to express our needs and feelings and so on. And in a social context, because compassion helps us to do this expression. And play evolved into creativity, the ability to create play, and the objective perspective evolved from the ability to focus. Well, we see the line of evolution there for the social animal, and the ability to have self-awareness and consciousness. That evolved into our dramatic experience, and a communication with our brain. There's a mirroring going on there. Yeah, one of the ways they test self-awareness in animals is if they can recognize themselves in a mirror. That's the ego-love. That's within yourself, that sense that you are conscious. Is this communication between the power to create perspectives and our survival dramatic self. And so you see these virtues, goodness from compassion and empathy, and truth from objective empathy, and artfulness from creative empathy. All these are great virtues, and things that help human beings to survive as well. It helps us to feel loved, to love, and to be loved. And that's the whole perspective of the mystic, is the love flow, and connecting to it, and becoming aware that we're all a part of it. And also that we're all a part of life, and a part of each other in a way. Yeah. We are all aspects of the universe, knowing itself, recognizing itself in the mirrors of experience. That's wow, wish I wasn't so tired. I have these windows of time, that I can do anything, and this is one of them. So I hope you have gathered something from what I was trying to say. No communication is final. It's just a trigger for more communications. So, so love brings us all together, and the mystics, the great mystics. Oh my gosh. Their perspectives in connection with love. Actually form a whole that is more complete. Love brings humanity together and heals it. It heals the conflicts and the problems. So it's noteworthy that we have in the United States of America, through democracy, all of these religions basically living in harmony despite their differences, just as we should. And well, the thing is, we should all strive to be like the mystics and to embrace greater virtue, virtue which connects us to love. You see things going off the rails when people are suffering from a lot of pain or damaged faith and love within themselves, a lot of anxiety. And we can't let our anxieties have us. We have to have anxieties, yeah, sure, we have our drama, but our drama should not have us. That's the goal. And so if you're listening to someone who's expressing a lot of anger and a lot of fear and, someone who's a bit cruel and punishing, then that's a sign you should not vote for them, in a democracy. You should only vote for people that are more inclined toward empathy. And that's what brings us together. That's what makes things work. And that's what heals us inside, and that's what heals our relationships and heals our nations and our world of nations. That's what helps us to progress and to achieve greater and greater things. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. So, pardon this rather poor presentation this morning. I hope that I was coherent enough to get you thinking and pursuing those thoughts, which is how we roll. Yes, you can point out to also that religions divide, But the divisive elements of religion are the punishing ones. And I've talked about that a lot. It's a sign that we're not being very loving. Because loving involves, becoming a more loving person involves a pattern of increasing consciousness of just what happened to us, and getting in touch with the trying times and the wonderful times, and making the best out of that. And healing involves healing the feelings of helplessness that we had around expressing our needs and our feelings and being really in touch with them. Helplessness works against how conscious we can be, and how much we can connect to these virtues, and how much we are a force for good. It's not anybody's fault, things happen. Helplessness occurs. So we're not so much responsible for what we did as what we're going to do. So, yeah, there's a pattern there of healing. I did mention that it's about healing the mind and healing nations, healing the world. And it all begins with the individuals. And helping them to heal, which means that good things that happen in our relationships in society help individuals to heal, and any individual that's in the process of healing helps trigger healing in society. So you are important. You are vastly important. And what you do does matter. And as one old guru said, you can't call somebody in the shower a dirty person. If you're following the path of the mystic, you are in that shower. You're healing. You're becoming aware of times when you were helpless, and you're unlearning that helplessness so that you can finally express the negative things and show real thankfulness for the good things that have happened to you, to us as individuals. And inner mind communication practices breaks down the symbols that comforted us in our helplessness. So when needs themselves become painful or anxiety provoking, that message is intolerable and sickening to us, harmful to us. And so the brain steps in and gives us symbolic history, symbolic needs and feelings that help us feel able to cope or not so helpless. I can get more apple pie, but the apple pie could be a symbol of needs that you needed met from your mother, perhaps, or your father, that weren't met, but they made great apple pies. You can always have another piece of apple pie. Um, that's symbolic need and symbolic love that we're dealing with there. And that is problematic. So, we have to feel again after helplessness has blocked our ability to feel. And you see people will turn to unsatisfying symbolic need because of helplessness around real needs and feelings, growing up. And the thing is, you could not express, be it play with, or focus, truly feel what happened to you. And but that can be helped by applying 6 different perspectives, or skills, actually. Play, expression, and focus around our feelings. And that, the pure sense of that is before language. So perfecting those skills involves kinds of meditation of sorts, which is what we teach on this channel. And role play is, when you pray, you're role playing, And the image of your Ishtadevata is the Dharma Shastra faith, the Hindu, we call it, the faith talks about. You're talking to that. Your picture of the divine, which is actually your dramatic self communicating with your brain. And perhaps more than that. Okay. NDEs indicate there's something a little more than just that. And you don't have to have near-death experiences to follow the path of the mystic, and right here and right now, and to touch a bit of heaven, which is what you find when you take the perspective that's truly creative and at play. Which gives you the power to to imagine or to see your dramatic timeline, and in a sense be outside of it, appreciating the story of your life, or the movie of your life, and you in it as a central character. um, enjoying it all. So that's a position of great joy. Yeah, and you see that spirit in the different religions. It's, yeah, you see different. Well, they all have it. All of these. Um, that sense of bliss. But you know, there's flavors to the different religions, of course, stemming from the central focus of them that I talked about a little earlier here, I hope. All right, just summation of all this is, well, okay, wait a minute. I haven't completed the path of healing from helplessness. The first stage is that you feel the need in its helplessness, which all these different perspectives, especially working together, by breaking down the ability of the symbolic need and love to function, put you in touch with what really happened. You want to do that slowly and carefully. But as you do, you do if you apply these things, it's an attempt to love yourself. So that's pretty safe for the most people. Majority of people. Others may need some special help, and so consult a therapist. Many times they use just one of the perspectives, out there. Well, no criticism. They have learned a lot, and they might be able to help you. But you can be trained in these things and learn to help yourself. And a trainer, is a little bit of support along the way as well. And for most people, that's all they really need to begin with, and then they're able to do on their own, and then reach out to each other for extra help as they go. Yeah, once you have felt the need for what it really was, you realize that it's currently a loss. And after you realize that it's a loss, you need a grieving process to truly let go of your anxieties around that loss. And that's very, the more you do that, the more you're able to forgive from your heart, because you're not still enmeshed in that anxiety of loss. So, and the more you forgive, the more you can see the most terrible thing, which is how you have hurt others out of your lack of faith, your lack of trust and love. How you hurt others in your symbolic, unreal life. It's so, yeah, the more you forgive, the more you can find remorse. And remorse is a very important process, because it helps you to realize that you're no longer the person who did that. you no longer would do that again. You have truly repented. And a punishing attitude asks people to change without the process. And it's okay to ask people to change, but you need to help them, you know. Are we each other's keeper? Yeah, we are. You know, the little Bible story about Cain and Abel, you know. Supposedly, God asks Cain, "Where's your brother?" And it's not really very funny, but well, a lot of things are funny. But he had killed him. So he says, "Am I my brother's keeper? What have you done?" So, yeah, we are our brother's keeper. We feel that when we see great suffering like in Gaza and Ukraine and different places. The more healthy we are, the more we feel their pain, and we want to do something about it. And that's when I'm very proud of humanity. when we're trying to keep from blowing each other up. Yeah. That's the love flow. We shall aim to keep the love flow going, and that means a real connection to needs, feelings, and so on, so that they can be met, and so we can do things to meet them, so that we can grow and learn and progress. It's all about meeting basic human needs, and yeah, that evolved. But there's something truly wonderful about it all. And even if you're an atheist, you should be able to experience that. And this process is not a process that you have to believe anything particularly. You just have to trust the process a little. And in the process of practice, you find what you find. So it's not twisting people's arms. And saying, "Believe what I believe." It's, try this. Take a look at this. Do some version of this. That's the perspective we have here on this channel. And we are progressive. We are all about empathy and bringing the world together. So wherever you are in the world, we hope that you will join us in this effort. And please support the channel. It's the way the voice will continue to grow, and we will be attempting to bring in more and more voices. There are 3 of us actively working on the channel now, and another who is coming into the picture in June. Yeah. So anyway, please subscribe. Forgive the poor presentation. I hope you got something from it. And I like to end my videos with a blessing from my heart. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain falls soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And remember the phrase, or statement, namaste, which means what Carl Sagan said. We are all the universe knowing itself. Wow, you're very important, and we're all connected. Namaste honors that. Make a great day today. You know you can. Namaste.